Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this T-Flex CAD training course, and the topic for today will be a brief introductory course in 3D modeling. So we can start working in this environment in many different ways. So we can have several approaches to 3D modeling. We'll make a very simple example of the approach I consider the most standard by everybody. So we start with the 3D basic work plans, and we can work on the standard mode, saying like this, working with sketches. So I will use one of the standard plans, so I can choose the top one, right mouse click, and then draw on work plane. So I get the work plane perpendicular to my view, and now I'm transported to the 2D environment, but standing still on the 3D side. So, but I have the 2D functions. Now I will create a couple of references. So line, create a reference in the middle, exactly as I would do on the 2D side. I will create a couple of lines. In this particular case, I will make a very standard rectangle. So a rectangle. These are construction lines that are the base for the graphic lines that I will do after. I can do now a couple of circles. For example, two of them I can say radius 20, for example, and the same, go back again. So radius this one and this one, and now radius 20. I will make a new one, opposite corner, and also 20 radius. Now I can create the graphic lines. So I can grab points on the circles. If I click in the middle, I'll grab the circle. So until the intersection, in the middle, and close it. Okay. And I will create, besides the standard lines, the standard profile, I will create one more. So circle in the middle, I would say also 20 here. I will create a graphic line also under here, and I'll make a little different thing, which is I will choose this line here and change the parameters so that I will say a different color. Okay? So a very standard profile, nothing special. I can create one thing more because it's another type of entity. So I can create a 3D node. I would say, for example, I will do it opposite. I will do it on the 3D side, no problem. So my profile, my sketch, it is done. I will confirm, and it is asking me about having two color profiles. So even that we are in the same sketch, it will consider two different groups of entities. So I will say yes, and now I will say extrusion. The outside profile I will say on the opposite direction, so let us say, for example, only 20. And now you see, because this is a different profile, I will say before addition as a Boolean operation. So this profile up, and I will say also 20, and That's it. Okay, so now I should have one single solid, and it was done through the use of sketches. Now there is a different type of commands, which are things that I can do directly on the model. So for example, I can say this kind of command, the blend. I can say do it on the model, so do it something like this. For example, creating a 3D node in the center of my round element, and I can use this point or 3D node to create, for example, a hole that will, in this particular case, I have a lot of options. I will make a through all and say OK. So these are very standard things. As for example, in my sketch I've done the fillets on the corners, and I leave these in sharp edges, but I could do with the same effect the fillets on the 3D, and the effect, it was the same even, but if you see my body, we have these blends and these shapes in different levels, because in this particular case this element here, it's a blend, and these ones are inside my profile. All of them can be changed, but they are in different places. And basically this is the standard way we work with the 3D. We can do more things, because one of the interesting operations we have here, besides creating these 3D elements, is the possibility also to create projections from these 3D elements. So I can come to my draw, create a couple of projections, saying I have a couple of possibilities. So simply create the 3 standard ones, just say a yes, and do OK, and you see I have a couple of things automatically done. I could do some sections, and now I can, among other things, I could do some dimensioning. So for example, not this particular case, like this, or for example a diameter. I could use this one and not this one. I could use a diameter, again, dimension, changing. Okay, this one here. I could use a lot of things. So for example, before I could say, or saying different, coming in here, I could make a symbol for, or in this particular case, the arrow. It's not this one that I want. I can say here diameter. Okay, I can do a lot of things working with the axis. Okay, I have a couple of axes now, so I will not do it also. But this is the standard stuff we can do with these 3D elements. A lot of more functions for sure, but this is basic stuff we are capable of doing with TFlexCAD. So now we will start to going in through every command, every function, so that you can start understanding in deep how to create these things.